Hey guys, welcome to the Tires 37. Today I'm reviewing this, which is the Marvel Legends Joe Fixit Build-A-Figure. So this figure is really cool, and he's awesome, really blessed. I picked him up a while back, I think about maybe a week or two ago, but I hadn't had time to review him. I did review the other characters in this wave, and yeah, let's just look at him. So, to start things off, he's like in this dark blackish blue suit, and it looks pretty good. I think it looks pretty neat. And this is based on the Avengers video game. In the comic books, Joe Fixit is known for having like gray skin, and I think in the game he does have gray skin as well. So it's a little weird that he's green here, but to be honest, I kind of like it. And I think for a lot of people who wanted kind of like more of a comic book version, it wouldn't be that hard to like swap out gray hands or just paint the character gray. But at least we finally have him in this mold, and it looks pretty cool. We have the blue here on the hat with the black, and then I like the little feather there. I think that looks really nice. And then I also like the details on his face. He kind of looks disgruntled, kind of angry, and if you look, it's kind of like a grayish green. It's not like totally green, so maybe they were trying to go for both here. But on the back too, we have his hair, which is pretty nicely molded, and the hat is attached to it, but I kind of like that. And just looking around at him 360, he definitely looks really cool. He's got some nice details on his little tie here, and that's pretty cool. And then moving down, he's got a suit, which is one button's button, the other isn't. And it looks pretty good. He also has like a handkerchief over here in his pocket. And I like how you can see his white shirt underneath his arms there. And they do have these little buttons on the back of him, which is pretty cool. And you have to like cut him open to see it. But they actually did mold suspenders onto his body underneath his jacket here. And I think that's a really cool detail. I just wish there was like a way you could actually see it without hurting the figure. But there is suspenders molded onto him, which is not a detail that Hasbro had to do at all, but I think it's really cool. And the tie is a separate piece, so if you pull this up, the tie is going to completely come off. And then moving down, you have his legs, which have some nice crease and wrinkles here. And then you have his shoes, which are done really nicely. And they've got some nice little dots on them, black and white, and they look pretty cool. And then on the back there, you can see a line that goes through the suit. But in terms of detail, I really like it. And I've mentioned this a couple times on my channel, but as I've gotten older, the one thing I really like about collecting action figures is collecting unique ones that I haven't had or seen a million times before. And Joe Fixit is definitely one of those. And the uniqueness of this Build-A-Figure alone makes me love it. And in terms of articulation, let's go over that real quick. But this might be my favorite Build-A-Figure from this year and in general, because it's just really cool. You got a 360 at the head, you can look up and down, you got 360 at the arm, swing out the shoulder, bendability at the elbow, and a 360. You have 360 at the wrist, and they're on hinges. You do have a torso joint that rotates 360, but I don't think there's an ab crunch. It's kind of hard to tell. But it does turn legs forwards, backwards, and outwards. You got a 360 at the thigh, or single jointed knees, which also rotate 360, I believe, or maybe just a little bit. And then the feet move up and down and go side to side. So he's not incredibly articulate, but he's the Hulk. He's not Spider-Man. It's not like he's going to be doing backflips or anything, so I don't really mind that. And yeah, Singy looks pretty cool. I did want to compare him really quickly, and it's really hard to get his face in there. There we go. But here's a comparison with the Marvel Legends Kingpin figure, because at first glance it looks like they reuse, like the legs and then the body or anything, but in actuality they did not reuse pretty much anything from this Kingpin figure. In fact, I would say that this Hulk figure is a totally new Hulk figure, even down to the shoes. The shoes and feet are completely different. If you look at their leg sizes, you can clearly see, and same with the fist. This is Kingpin's fist. This is fist compared to Hulk's fist. And that's exactly how it should be, but considering how cheap Hasbro can be sometimes, I just genuinely thought that they were going to be reusing a lot of the same parts from the Kingpin figure. But it's completely different. I don't think there's anything really on these two figures that are exactly the same, and I just think that's really cool. But also, here's them together. Here's a comparison with Iron Man and Stealth Cap from this wave, both of them looking very cool together there. Here's a comparison with the classic Avengers game Iron Man and Cap, and also Miss Marvel. All we need is 4 in Black Widow, and we'll be able to complete the roster. Hopefully they'll make them at some point. And as you can see, they all look pretty good together here. Here's a comparison with the Outback Hulk from the video game. Now, Outback Hulk came out earlier and is from the GameStop exclusive series. And as you can see, he's a little bit bigger. The body they used for Outback Hulk was the body they had used for the Smart Hulk in the MCU, and that Hulk figure was a little bit taller, so you'll notice this one's just slightly taller than the new one, but as you can see, they both look pretty good together, and both of these are skins you can wear in the game. Here's a comparison with the Abomination, who you can see just towers over Joe Fixit, and that's definitely how it should be. You know, the Abomination should be a little bit bigger than the Hulk, and yeah, they both look really great together. And yeah, it's so cool that they made these. I'm really glad they did Abomination as the BAF for the first wave, and then Joe Fixit as the BAF for this wave. I think that really works. And then lastly, here's a comparison with the MCU Hulk Buster. And as you can see, these two look pretty great together. Obviously, the MCU stuff is a little bit taller, but you know, again, with the Hulk, he should always kind of be a little bit shorter than those, the Hulk Buster and Abomination. But either way, they look pretty cool. I think the game has a version of the Hulk Buster, but I don't think it's the same one as the MCU, obviously, probably not. So I wonder if they'll do that one. And yeah, either way, this is really cool. I think this is a great action figure. I think they did a great job with Joe Fixit here. And I know there's some complaints about the whole gray-green thing, but I don't think it's too much of an issue. And I think this is so unique looking. And compared to everything we've been getting from Marvel Legends in the past couple of years, this is probably the most unique BAF I think they made in a long time, and I just really like it. And then lastly, let's get everybody lined up here in one big action shot. I never do like any of these big action shots. I always do like one or two comparisons, but I never do like a whole bunch of characters together. So I thought this would look pretty cool. And yeah, I think Hasbro's done a pretty good job with the Game Reverse series. I know currently the game is I think it's kind of not doing so well at the moment, so probably we're not going to get any more of these. But I think Hasbro has done a really good job with this series, and I think it's pretty cool. I like the design for Joe Fixit. I like the design for all the characters. And I just think they did a really good job. Thank you for watching. Please rate, like, and subscribe.